someone were to show me, if I, it all comes back to we only know what we know, right? And so if someone were to show me a way to do something, that's my paradigm. Like I know that that's the way to be doing it because I was shown that. I don't know anything at like, right? There's all these different ways to do stuff, but like I've only seen the one way. So that is what I know. That's my paradigm. Okay. I believe that this is how it works. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's set of programs. Exactly. And so what this audio, what really stood out to me and what I think that people really need to, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Like our RAS, right? Our reticular activating system. Okay. What this is basically we pick up things without even knowing, right? Subconsciously, we know this. Like that's why in our sleep, even if you have it playing like in the background, it doesn't matter. We pick up these things. Okay. Well, what the RAS, the reticular activating system, does, what it does, guys, is we only pick up, it's a filter. Okay, it's a filter for information that we do need, because there's thousands and thousands of different stuff coming at us, senses, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a bunch of different things going on and impacting us all the time. Okay. Now, but we only pick up certain things, just like how we don't see our nose. Why? Because we don't need to see our nose. Our brain knows it's there. We don't need to see our nose. Okay. This is the same thing. Okay. So it picks up the stuff that relates to our RAS, picks up the things that relates to like us, right? Or something that we find important, or something that has to do with our paradigms, guys. So that, like, this is super crazy. Okay. So like, for an example, okay, a mom that lives in New York City, right? A city that's busting at night. Okay, you hear the things, right? There's noises, there's things, but then a faint baby cry will wake up the mom. And why is that? Why does that baby cry that isn't even louder than the noises that's going outside, right? Maybe this faint, why does the mom wake up to that? Why does she pick up that, but not these other things going around? Because the mom knows, obviously the baby is something that's important to them, right? It's a focus. Okay, so they hear that, their brain tells them, their RAS chooses, hey, this is important and this is not important. The jackhammer, the construction that's going outside, the brain says that's not important. It's not even acknowledging that. But when it hears the baby cry, boom, it picks that up. It's a filter, it lets it go through. Okay, so the mom picks us up. Same thing, you at a party, right? You at a party and, all of a sudden you hear your name across the room. You're talking to 3 different people. There's all these conversations going on. You hear everything, but then you hear your name out of nowhere. Why do you pick up your name? You didn't choose to pick up your name, right? But you heard it. Why? Because our RAS is looking for things to pick up that has to do with us, okay? And so why that is important is because when you shift your paradigm affects your RAS affects your paradigm, or vice versa. So if my paradigm is set on this certain thing, I'm going to pick up ideas, right? Things are going to happen. Almost has to do with the law of attraction in a sense, right? I'm going to pick up the ideas that have to go with my paradigm, right? I'm not going to be picking up the same ideas or thoughts that this other person that views it in a whole different way, right? We can look at the same exact thing, but we're looking at 2 different things. Why? Because our paradigms are different. So I'm picking up different stuff than that person. Okay. So what shifting your paradigm actually does is it opens yourself to accepting different ways of thinking, thoughts, ideas, right? Information, opportunities, perspective. Things that you did not pick up before because they were not important to you. When you change your paradigm, when you say, okay, this is actually important, I am actually focused on these kind of things, it picks up those topics. Okay, so that's why it's crazy to where, like, if you change your paradigm, you will get, it's a whole new perspective of, like, because we think, I mean, this is just me, like, and you can say it if you agree, but I grew up, like, the way that I look at it in my mind when I'm looking at, okay, well, when I'm looking at different situations in my head, I'm like, well, I can look at it this way or I can look at it this way. It's almost like I give it 2 options, like, well, it's probably either this or it's either this. But we got to understand, each and every one of us on this call, we could get the same exact situation, but it's an unlimited amount of perspectives. Like, that's like you could look at a situation, like, instead of just looking like 1 or 2, it's literally just all these different options. It's an infinite number, guys. Like, it really is. Like, it could literally mean anything, but it's how we perceive, and it has to do with our paradigms. Okay. So it's our belief systems, right? The story that the guy gave was, there was this man that ran a marathon, Okay, he used to chase the cows like back at the farm in Australia. You know, he would be chasing these cattle for days sometimes. Okay, well, he ran the race. He beat everybody by a day and a half. Like literally, he was the first one to finish by over a day, because when everyone else was sleeping, he was running, because he didn't need, like, his belief system in his mind. He didn't think, like, it wasn't aware, like, oh, I don't need that. I'm used to this. You know what I'm saying? So why this is important is because we all are able to do these things, but because of the way that we are thinking limits us to actually go about certain things, if that makes sense. Okay, because of the way that we look at something, and the way that we approach something, our idea on something literally controls the whole way that the thing's going to happen, right? Because you can tell me, oh no, you need 8 hours of sleep or else it's not going to work. Well, odds are, you the one telling me, odds are you're not going to do well under 8 hours of sleep, right? That's your paradigm, that you think that you need this much, right? But the other guy, in his mind, it's not that it's right or wrong, but this is how he thought. In his mind, he's like, oh, well, I only need 6 hours. I mostly spend 18 hours chasing the cattle anyway, so this is nothing new to me. That's the paradigm. So, like, he's not better than anybody. He's not. It's literally, and when we say mind over matter, that is real, guys. Like, when you literally have your mind convinced that there's a certain way of these things happen. If, like, for an example, if your paradigm was that like you literally could run forever, like you literally could, like, do these things if you really believed, if you really saw if this is the way that could happen. Okay, so I have some affirmations that they gave, and definitely write these down, guys. Definitely write these down. Okay, he gave these that can help, because the crazy thing is he talked about this when it comes to shifting the paradigm. He talked about, and obviously we know the subconscious mind, repetition is how it happens, right? Repetition is how we learn, how it's stuff like that. He literally said that you don't even have to believe in these certain things when it comes to changing your RAS, right? Different when it comes to law of attraction, all these different things. Okay, but he talked about the repetition is how it actually forms. Okay, the repetition is how it actually forms, guys. Okay, so for the people who are just hopping on, I'm talking about paradigms right now, and basically on how the switch of the paradigms is everything, man, and how it does a lot. Okay, so I want you guys to write these down. Okay, these are something that you can say to yourself, and he literally said, repeat these to yourself, and you will start to, obviously we know what affirmations can do, right? We know what they can do, and it's the repetitiveness and the consistency is the important part. That is the important part. Okay, excuse me. So first one, dramatic wealth is a virtue. I want you to write that down. Dramatic wealth is a virtue. Okay. The second one, and this one's huge. This one's cool. I am open and receptive to any ideas and people who will help me achieve my goal of dramatic wealth. I am open and receptive to any ideas and people who help me achieve my goal of dramatic wealth. See, the crazy thing is, guys, is all these ideas, all these things are always coming at us. But why do I pick something up? Why do I pick up something but not the other thing? It's the paradigm. Like, do you realize if we say these things, like all this information, like, you'll get that idea. You think, you're like, oh, okay, wait a second. Or you hear that information, or you hear that certain something that actually has to do with maybe where we want to go, right? Third one, I am worth blank a month, and I love sharing it with those in need. I am worth blank a month, and I love sharing it with those in need. And he's the one, and he actually said, the guy speaking in that audio, he said, start with $100,000. That's what he said. Yeah, I'm going to repeat. Yeah, I'm going to repeat these. I'll definitely repeat these. So the third one I said, it was, I am worth blank a month, and I love sharing it with those in need. Okay. Fourth and last one, and then I'll go over them again. Fourth and last one is, through perseverance, I am creating the financial dynasty I so ritually deserve. Through perseverance, I am creating the financial dynasty I so ritually deserve. Okay. So I'm going to go through these one more time for anybody that needs me to say these again. So the first one, dramatic wealth is a virtue. Okay. Dramatic wealth is a virtue. Second one, I am open and receptive to any ideas and people who will help me achieve my goal of dramatic wealth. I am open and receptive to any ideas and people who will help me achieve my goal of dramatic wealth. Third one, I am worth blank a month and I love sharing it with those in need. I am worth blank a month and I love sharing it with those in need. And of course, the last one, the third one is I am worth blank a month and I love sharing it with those in need. Then the fourth one, through perseverance, I am creating the financial dynasty I so ritually deserve. So yeah, guys, man. So that's all. That's the information that I wanted to share with you guys. Honestly, it just comes down to, like, if you think about it, if one person has done it, it can happen again, right? What's the difference between this person reaching success and this one reaching success is the way that they go about these things. It's just the way that we approach it, right? We look at something, it's making us feel a certain way. Why is it making us feel a certain way? Probably because we have certain beliefs about that thing, about ourselves, about the situation, right? And so, you know, that's why it's very, very important to be open to information, open to what you think, open to what's being um said, things like that. It all comes down to our paradigms, guys, and our reticular activating system. Remember, all these things are going on. The ideas, the vibrations are coming to us, but which ones do we pick up? We pick up the ones based off of our paradigms, the one that we think is relevant. If you don't think $1 million can happen, you're not going to pick up that $1 million idea. You're not going to pick up someone, that conversation of someone speaking that you would otherwise pick up. Maybe you would go talk to that person, or maybe it's a connection of some sort. Okay. But anyways, guys, I heard this today. I wanted to share it with you guys. It's definitely some awesome value, guys. The paradigms, it all comes down to the paradigms, what you believe in. And at the end of the day, you only know what you know. And so personal development, guys, it's really going to change the way that you think. But so I'm going to bring up the next speaker. I don't even need an introduction for this man. A chairman 10, a six-figure earner, but more importantly, guys, the man that without what he has done, a lot of us would not be in this position today. I started this with this man, it's actually been over 2 years now, right? But where we first got introduced to Forex, where we first met Ray back in the day, like I'm talking less than 20 people in MMS for real, guys, like that, like it's that old school. But guys, Jordan Eckel is, not only is he a chairman, not only has he done things differently in this, but guys, I'm telling you what, this business has never had a person like this man in it. Even though I don't know everybody, right, but it's the people above have said it before. Like they said, like the quietest chairman hit, right? The out of nowhere. But guys, we know what this man is. He gives so much value. Like I'm telling you what, he has helped so many people. So I want everyone to go crazy with the sevens in this chat right now. Okay, because we're gonna bring up my man Jordan Eckel. Jordan, man, I thank you for everything that you have done. I thank you for the value that you have given, for the things, the information that you were sharing with people to just get to where you have gotten, right? The person that comes from a town less than 500 people, the person that didn't go out at college, right? Didn't do all these different stuff, Fortnite till 4 a.m., skipping class. Like, guys, that's this person, and now look what he has done. So it's crazy to see the whole journey, man. It really is. So, guys, give it up for my man, Jordan Eckel. Jordan, man, give these people some value, bro. Always awesome to listen to what you have to say, man. For real, I thank you for everything. Appreciate you guys. Nothing but love.
Yo, Kyle, appreciate you, bro. Guys, can you give this man Kyle some 333s in the chat? This man Kyle, I mean, if it wasn't for this guy, I never would have heard the word Forex. So, all shout out to him, man. And, a lot of you guys wouldn't be here as well if it wasn't for him. So, Kyle, bro, truly appreciate you, bro, from the bottom of my heart, man. Become one of my closest friends and literally brother for life. And what's literally crazy, man, is seeing a lot of these people on the call, a lot of these familiar faces. And let me just see who's on here right now. I see my boy BP is here on the call. What's good? What's up, Samir? What's good, Katie? I see the Illinois squad is deep right now. See my boy Brett, my boy Anthony over there in Chicago. What's good? BG, yo, what's going on? Sean John. Man, it's good to see all these faces, man. I'm excited to be sharing some information with you guys tonight. And, before I even get into the information, just, look yourself in the mirror right now and just realize that you're on this call because you're committed about getting to the next level. You're committed to being successful in 2020. You wouldn't be on this call otherwise, right? You're not just on this call because you got nothing to do. There's a lot of people that got this link sent out to them tonight and they didn't hop on. You know what I mean? So go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back and, really realize that you took a step forward today towards your success. And, I want to share with you guys a couple things. And one of the things I want to share with you, literally something I just saw in a book today, it said, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And you guys took a single step tonight. So, congratulate yourself for that. And what I want you guys to do before we even get into the information, first, guys, forgive yourself for your past. Look into the future, what you want your life to look like, and step into that person right now. And that's what's going to really help you quantum leap your business, your life, your income, your relationships. Is everything is by staying focused. And for those of you that don't know me, I mean, a lot of you on this call, I definitely already know. I recognize a lot of the names down here. But for those of you that do not know, like Kyle was saying, guys, I had literally grown up in a town with 600 people, 500 people in the town. No one in the town made six figures that I was aware of. No one made money online. No one was traveling the world. No one was doing those things. But what I had was I had the desire to be greater than my environment. I knew that I was meant for more. And if you're on this call right now, I know that you feel the same way, regardless of where you grew up, regardless of what income you've seen around you. We're all here for the same reason. We're here to level up. We're here to get to the next level. So you're on this call. So what I want you guys to do is understand that, as Matt Rosa says, 95% of the information that you hear is literally going to go in one ear out the other if you do not write it down. And I cannot stress the importance enough of not only when I'm speaking, but just in general, when anyone is speaking. I know you're really just wasting your time if you're not taking notes. Like when you're on Go Live in the morning, you should be taking notes. When you're on anyone's webinar, when you're reading a book, when you're watching a personal development, you should always have a notebook and pen on you. That's something, a habit that I created that really took me to the next level. And although I didn't grow up where people were making money online, I didn't grow up where people had these goals and things like that. What I had from day one was I had a high teachability index. I was willing to learn new things. Because why? Because my mentors told me this. This is what stuck in my head from the very beginning. Something like probably Jim Rohn said or something. It said, stop listening to people that don't have what you want and listen to people that do have what you want. As simple as that, guys. The 4 basics to success. I'm going to start it off with this. Why? Because you just need to master the basics. And a lot of times we're so focused on all this information, guys, and we got to really stay focused and keep things simple. And the first basic to success is, who do you listen to? And wherever you are in your life right now, just realize that someone, whether it was your parent, your teacher, someone acted as a role model, as a mentor in your life, okay? And they're a lot of the reason why you are here today, where you are. Your current result is a reflection of your environment, okay? Your environment created who you are right now. So for you to get to a different level than you are currently at, you have to change your environment. You got to change who you listen to. And you got to realize that a lot of your default thinking and the ways that you think are based off of the programming when you were a young kid. Realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the presence experiencing your thoughts, okay? So stop living within the thoughts in your head and start living in the present moment, becoming the person that you want to be, because you're not your past. You are whoever you choose to become, okay? You are whoever you choose to become, and you're on this call. You have the choice to do that tonight. So who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? Someone who has what you want. Quite simply, guys, if I want to learn how to make the best video, I'm going to go find whoever has the most views, the most followers, the best content, and I'll say, yo, what camera did you use? What lens did you use? What microphone? Like, you got to start asking those types of questions. If you want to become the best trader, Find the best trader that you know and start asking that person questions. Don't just ask whoever's closest to you, whoever is the most convenient. A lot of times we go wrong because we're listening to the wrong people. We're in the wrong environment. And if you are in the wrong environment right now, what's the wrong environment, guys? If you want more for your life, you have to be surrounded by people that have more than you. It's a simple fact. If you're around broke friends, you're going to be broke. If your friends are all broke, you will be broke. That's a fact. And in 5 years from now, your income will be the average of the 5 friends that you hang around the most. So choose your circle wisely. And guys, just from my experience, like I said, I did not know anyone that had that type of income. I did not know a single person. So what did I have to do? I separated myself from my environment, knowing that, you know what, I have all these friends. We're playing video games like Kyle says. Me and Kyle played Fortnite 6 hours a day for probably a year straight. I was a P1000. I was still playing Fortnite 3-4 hours a day. And in the 9 months that I went from P1000 to Chairman 10, I had made a decision, and I said, I'm going to give up to go up. I'm going to make sacrifices. So whatever is holding you back right now, you got to realize that you got to give up to go up, and you got to separate yourself to elevate yourself. These simple things, a lot of you probably heard that before, right? You've heard that before, but some of you still haven't done it, right? Some of you still have not done it. And we're going to get into number 2, the teachability index, second basic to success. And a lot of times this is where people get caught up. This is why, if you have not gotten the results you wanted right now, like let's just be real right now. Drop a 1 in the chat if your current result, you know you can do more than your current result. You know that you're capable of more. You know that your current result is not the result that you're going to be stuck with. You know there's more out there for you. Drop a 1 is like, you're not where you currently want to be, right? We all want to be greater, okay? Well, first of all, realize that look at yourself in the mirror now and look at yourself where you were a year ago, and just, pat yourself on the back of how far you come, but realize that you haven't done anything yet. None of us have done anything yet. Your teachability index, okay? What is your willingness to learn information? And, we pretty much get the idea through most of people's head, in this business, that you got to take notes, you got to learn new information, you got to personal develop. And a lot of people do those things. A lot of people are willing to do those things, and that's only one side of the teachability index. The teachability index is not only your willingness to learn, but your willingness to change, accept change, guys. Now, I hope this makes sense to you. I'm going to really break this down. So think about it like this, guys. Your current actions and lifestyle is why you have your current result, okay? And based off of who you were listening to, that's why you're doing what you're doing, right? So makes sense. Find someone who has the results you want. Be willing to learn from them and only them, and change. Because listen, if someone who's making 6 and 7 figures is doing whatever they're doing, thinking the way they're thinking, and you are not, and you want to be at that level, it makes sense to stop doing what you're doing and do what they're doing instead. That's how you're gonna get to that next level, is by doing whatever that person on the next level is doing. You got to be willing to learn and be willing to accept change. Number 3, this is the training balance scale. And I promise you guys this right now, I bet you 99% of you on this call are probably, we all naturally as humans, we kind of focus on the wrong side of the training balance scale. And I'll break this down for you right now, okay? Realize that the left side, this is your thoughts. This is your feelings. This is your emotions. These are the spiritual side of success, the mental, the way that you think, okay? And then that's one side, right? And then the other side, that is the actions, the how-tos, the strategies, the plans, okay? Now, guys, think about it like this. All of you on this call are getting the same exact information. Would you agree? Yes or yes? You're getting the same exact how-to, the same strategy, the same plan, and as do you do on every single call. So why is it that some people pick up the information and get the result and some don't? Why is that? And that's something that I've been studying nonstop. Why is that, guys? Because the left side is 99.9%. No, not 50%, not 80%, not 99.9%, guys. It's all in your head. Everything is mental. Everything is your energy, okay? What do I mean by that? We're all focused on the how-tos, but here's the thing. You haven't even decided. You haven't even made a decision yet. how are you possibly going to attract the right information or even perceive the information if you have not decided clearly on what it is that you want? So what I want you to do right now, not after this call, not next week, not tomorrow, right now, this exact present moment, write down your life as you would like it to be. Okay? Not what you think you can make it look like, not what seems realistic. Okay? Are you guys getting this? Not what's realistic, not what do you want it to look like? What do you want? What do you desire? What do you desire? This is the keys right here, guys. This is the keys. And I know some of you, I guarantee you, someone on this call is sitting here like, oh, I've heard this before, blah, blah, blah. Just tell me how to trade. Just tell me how to build. Guys, you're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on the wrong things because if you can't get your thoughts right, your actions will be fruitless labor. I know how many of you, I mean, you could drop it privately or you can think to yourself, how many of you have done op call after op call, op call after op call? You've been on trading webinar after trading webinar. You've done all of the actions. You've already done the how-tos, and you're still not where you want to be. Okay, I'm telling you right now with 100% certainty that it's because you are thinking the wrong thoughts. 100%, no doubt about it, no question. You're thinking about what you don't want to happen instead of thinking about what you want to happen, guys. And I've been reading this book. It's called, what's it called? Let me see. The book is called The Magic of Thinking Big. And guys, what it explains is two people with the same exact circumstance, why someone gets what they want, someone doesn't, is because the person who doesn't get what they want, they're the ones that convince themselves that they can't do it. Your own thinking is the reason why you're not where you want, okay? And before you judge yourself, be mad at yourself, realize that it's not your fault, guys. We were programmed to think like that from an early age. Unless you grew up in a wealthy, successful family, which not many of us have. If you did, well, you're very blessed because you actually got the correct paradigms, as Kyle was speaking about, growing up. But the majority of us on this call, we grew up in either a middle class or a broke or a poor family. That's just the numbers. 99% of people are, right? So you were thinking the wrong thoughts from an early age. Thinking the wrong thoughts. You're thinking the wrong feelings. And guys, you have to, what do you know? What do you want? What do you desire? You have to know what that is and feel good about receiving it. That's the keys right there. It doesn't matter what you do. If you can feel the right feelings, you will by default intuitively know what to do. It doesn't matter the how-tos. The circumstances, situations, and events will come to you, and it's on you to take action based off the feelings that you get. The most successful people in this world, the billionaires, the multimillionaires, they don't analytically think about what they want to do. They base their decisions off their feelings. How do they base their decisions off their feelings, guys? Is because they're thinking the right thoughts, and your thoughts emit a certain frequency, therefore a feeling. You have to feel good about it. So what do you want, guys? What do you want? If you want to be a chairman, decide you want to be a chairman and feel good about being a chairman. It's like that. It's not, oh my God, I have no idea how I'm going to do that. I don't know how to speak. Guys, when I first joined the business, even a year into the business, I had never ran a single event. I was so afraid to talk to someone that I didn't know that I literally hid behind the screen, and I built from social media. To this day, I've only probably signed up 1 or 2 people offline. Everything's online, right? So when I first started, a town of 500 people, I grew my following to 10K as I was in the town of 500 people. So when I had 56 people on my team, 0 of them were from my town. They're all from social media, right? But how did I even do that? I wasn't focused on the how-tos. I wasn't focused, oh my God, I have no idea how to speak. I have no idea how to talk. I was willing to learn. That's the thing. I was willing to learn and willing to change. Shout out to Gustavo, because he's the one that really put this in my mind. Gustavo, what he told me was, do what they do, say what they say, and eventually you'll have what they have. And that made so much sense to me that I just started watching Austin Godsey every single day, all day, every single day. And what did I do? I learned every single thing that he was saying to the point to where I could just say it. And that's where I'm going to get into this 4th step. The 4th basic of success is the 4 levels of learning, or the 4 levels of competence, right? So you got to realize there's 4 levels to this. Number 1 is unconscious incompetence. I'm going to type this fast. Hopefully I spell it right. That means you don't know that you don't know. You don't know that you don't know. That's what that means. And number two is conscious incompetence. That means you now know that you don't know. So when you decided to join Forex Eye.Am Mastery Academy, when you hit up someone in the DM, when you went to an event, you would realize that, okay, some people are making money online. They're doing something. This person, my friend, is making this positive change in their life, but I don't know what they're doing. So I now know that I don't know. That's conscious incompetence. Conscious competence, that is right now on this call, while you're on this call, while you leave this call, you now know that you know the information. You have the information, you know it, but you still have to think about it. It's not automatic yet. And you have to get to this level to be truly successful and master anything that you do. You have to get to this level, and that is unconscious competence. And that is what I was willing to do with the information that I received. Gustavo told me, he literally told me from a very beginning, they said, write down your goals. They said, think about what you want. But at first, guys, I wasn't doing it. I was just, oh, okay, I was just thinking about it. And then I started to listen over and over and over and over again. Austin Gotzi got into my subconscious mind. It got to the level of unconscious competence, the information from Austin Gotzi. How did that happen? Because I listened to Austin Gotzi 12 hours a day for 6 months straight. So of course I'm going to know what he's saying. And what he always said was, take notes, always take notes. Listen to personal development in your sleep. Write down your goals, write down your affirmations. He was saying that information, and you don't learn it the first time, guys. That's the thing. We think that we learn once. You learn through repetition. You have to be willing to put in effort on a conscious, competent level so that you can get it to the fourth level to where you master it. You have to be willing to do that. And most people aren't willing to do that. Why? Because we're thinking the wrong thoughts. We're convincing ourselves of why we can't be successful. A lot of you guys have already sold yourself on why you're going to blow your next account. A lot of you guys have already sold yourself on why the person you're talking to isn't going to sign up. You guys, you need to sell yourself on being successful and stop selling yourself on why you can't do it, because you're the reason why you're not where you want to be. It's no one else. And like I said, don't beat yourself up about it. You just didn't have the right information, bro. You're just thinking the wrong way. It's not something to be mad about. It's not something to be upset about. Just realize where you're at now so that you can change it. And you got to think about what you want to happen in any given situation, guys. This is literally how the law of attraction works. Drop a 333 in the chat if you've heard of the law of attraction, okay? If you've heard of the law of attraction, probably almost everyone on the call has heard of the law of attraction, right? You've heard of it, okay? And what I want you guys to write down this right now, this is something that I bet you 90% of you on this call really, really, really need to write down and probably look at it every single day, is this right here. To know and not do is not to know. To know and not do is not to know. If you don't apply what you learn, you didn't even learn it. Therefore, categorically, you don't even know the information. If you haven't done it, you don't know it. It's simple as that. A lot of times we want to gather all this information. And, what Henry Ford once said was, it's better to, and Albert Einstein, some of the most greatest geniuses and successful people ever, they said, it's better to occupy your mind with thinking power rather than pointless facts. And I bet you a lot of you, if you're so focused on personal development is very important. Don't get me wrong, but you're just compiling all these facts, but you're not doing anything about it. And the number 2 teachability index, you have to be willing to learn and willing to accept change. And one thing that Holton Buggs, if some of you guys probably know Holton Buggs, network marketing legend, what he said was, he doesn't write anything down unless he is going to apply it in the next 24 hours. So if you write something down, get yourself in the habit of making this a habit, guys. Get yourself into the habit of taking action when you learn something. When you write something down, okay, how can I do this as soon as possible? Okay, how do I get this done? And that simple habit right there is going to take you so far. But you got to realize this. You got to learn, first of all, you got to learn how to learn. And when you're in the third level, the conscious competent level, you're hearing what I'm saying right now. And if there's anything that I've said or that Kyle said or anyone says that sticks out to you and it's like it gave you a certain feeling, that's the thing that you need to master in that moment, because you got a feeling for a reason. So what do you have to do? You have to initially use effort to make this a habit. And how are you going to do that? When you're in conscious competence, you have to focus on what you need to create a habit. That's how you create a habit. You don't just, oh, I learned that. That's a nugget. That's awesome. I can't wait to the next webinar. It's like, okay, but what are you going to do about it? Like, what are you going to do about what I just said? And that's what you really got to look yourself in the mirror. It's like, okay, I'm the reason why I'm not where I want to be. So what do I need to do? Because I'm going to get there. It's a fact. Where I want to go in life, I'm going to get there. So what do I need to do? And that's the questions you should be asking. If you know someone who's withdrawing every single week, like Johnny Fam, guys, I already know how to trade. Like, I already make money trading. Johnny came over to my apartment, and what was I doing? I was asking him questions nonstop about scalping. I said, Johnny, so when you're scalping, what are you looking for in your entry? What are you looking for in your exit? What is your mentality when you? I'm asking him all these questions. It doesn't matter what I know, but what you got to write down and what you got to understand is that you don't know what you don't know. The most successful people, they don't know what they don't know. A lot of times we think we know it all. Guys, the more intelligent people, the more intelligence that you acquire, the more you realize you don't know anything. We don't know anything. Why? Because there's always something to learn from anything. The universe speaks to you through other people. The universe speaks to you through other people. So if you think you know everything, you're blocking yourself from your own blessings. You're blocking yourself. You don't know what you don't know. That's something you should tell yourself that every day. Whenever like someone's telling you something and you're like, your ego is kind of telling you, oh, man, I already know that. Oh, that's dumb. Like, you got to think to yourself, okay, how teachable am I right now? Am I being teachable? Am I being coachable? Am I being teachable? And you just got to be in the mentality of teach me more. Just, you know what? I don't have this information, because a lot of times we think that we have the information, but when you say that you know something, you're blocking yourself off from learning more. So you have to say, you know what? I'm grasping this information, but I know there's more. So teach me more. What else do you know about this? If I'm talking to my uplines, my Chairman 100 uplines, and they tell me something about building the business, of course, I know some things about building the business if I hit Chairman 10. So it'd be real easy for me to say, you know what? I already know that. I don't got to listen. But if he got a 10x result than me, of course, he obviously knows something that I don't, right? Obviously. And his thoughts are on the vibrating on the frequency of a different level, a different income, a different frequency. So you got to be willing to listen and accept change. That means what I'm doing right now has gotten me to my current situation. So what do I have to do to change? And it's not like, oh, you have to copy someone. Like, you should find people you want to listen to and compile the information together and make it your own. Like, you are unique. You're going to hit Chairman your own way. Like, you will hit Chairman your own way. That's the best thing about this business, about this company in particular. You can hit Chairman no matter what race you are, no matter what sex you are, no matter what age, no matter what personality you have. There's people all across the world hitting Chairman right now. You can do it in any way you want, but you have to understand these basic principles. You have to listen to the right people. You have to always be coachable. No matter what result you get, you have to always be coachable. And you got to realize that your success comes down to your thoughts. And if you are feeling bad, this is something you definitely want to write down. If you're feeling bad in any given situation, there's two reasons why. You're thinking about what you don't want is number one. I'm feeling bad right now because I'm thinking about what I don't want. Okay, so let me think about what I do want. And that's what you got to be aware enough to even catch yourself feeling bad, because you need to feel good most of the time. Because what did the strangest seeker, what did Earl Nightingale say? What did Thing Rich say? You get what you think about the most. You get what you focus on the most. But it's not only what you think about, but it's the frequency you're emitting when you're thinking it. So when you're thinking about your goal, you have to feel good about receiving it. You have to feel good about achieving it. You can't just think about it and be like, oh, well, I know I can't do that. In the back of your mind, subliminally, you're thinking you can't even do it. That's another reason why you're feeling bad. You have to feel good. Like, just try this out for me, guys. This is how law of attraction works. And I've used this time and time again to achieve almost everything. Like, I come from a place where I didn't know this information, but like, these 4 basics to success is something that I decided that I'm going to master these things. And I'm never saying I'm mastered it, because you're still getting it. I'm still learning. I'm always learning. So I realize you got to think about what you want, not what you don't want. In any given situation, if you're on the call with a prospect, you should be thinking about signing him up. You shouldn't be thinking about, oh, what's he going to say? What's he going to think about me? Like, you're thinking the wrong thoughts. Like, think, this guy's going to sign up. I'm going to sign him up right now. Like, that's how you got to think. When you're taking a trade, stop thinking about, oh my God, what if I lose? I'm going to lose this. Like, catch yourself. Be aware of your thoughts. Are you thinking about what you're thinking about? Are you thinking about what you're thinking about? You need to think, this trade is going to hit take profit. I'm a beast. Like, of course, I'm a sniper. Like, of course it's going to hit take profit. And if it doesn't, that's awesome. And if it does, awesome. It doesn't matter. And when you're trading, you got to realize trading in the business is the same thing, guys. It's a numbers game. You take 20 trades. You don't care if one of them hits stop loss. You don't care if a few hit stop loss. You know, by the time the 20 trades play out, you're going to be in a better situation than when you started, right? It's the same thing in building the business. You talk to 20 prospects. You don't care if someone says no. So obviously, someone's going to say no. Probably half will say no. You know that already. But the more people you talk to, the more money you're going to make. The more trades you take, given that you're following your trading plan, the more money you're going to make. Like, you just got to play it out. You got to stop worrying about that one thing. You're worrying about the time you're doing it, and just think of the bigger picture, guys. Think of the bigger picture. You have to start with the end in mind. Always start with the end in mind. Know where you're going. You have to have a target for yourself. You have to have a target. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear off this drawing. You can screenshot this really quick, save this really quick. I'm gonna clear this off. And one last thing before we close it off, guys, this is one last thing I want to share with you. Okay, so you told me all these things, Jordan. You said this, you said this. Okay, got it. Awesome. Now what? So what can you do to stay consistent? Because I know a lot of you, when you feel good, when you get off these webinars, you're excited. You're pumped up to go win the next trade. You're pumped up to go run an event or do a webinar. But how can you stay consistent? And it comes down to your daily routine and your habits. It's all your habits. Everything is a habit. Daily routine and daily habits. What do you do on a day-to-day basis? And no matter what you do throughout the day, I believe 100% that the day starts the night before every single time. If you're not prepping your day the night before, you're really setting yourself back. And if you've achieved success without doing that, I can just tell you that you're going to quantum leap yourself when you actually start doing that. Because why? It's about what you think about the most. So if you can set yourself a specific time to set the intention for the day, to set your intention for the week, you guys realize intention is direction for energy to flow. And if you're not setting an intention for what you're doing, you're kind of just going off whatever your subconscious programming is, which maybe it's good, maybe it's not. You got to be aware of your thoughts. And how can you become aware? You need to journal your thoughts every morning, every night. You got to think, you got to think about what you're thinking about and focus on thinking the right things. And you got to do that by feeling good. You have to feel good. You got to know these certain things is going to help you feel good. So I'm going to write these down for you. You need to have appreciation every single morning when you wake up. You got to think about things you're grateful for. You got to write them down. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my relationships. I'm grateful for this company. I'm grateful for Forex. I am grateful for all these things in my life. Because if you're not grateful for what you have, you're never going to get more. You're blocking yourself off. Gratitude is the frequency to receive. You have to be feeling gratitude. You have to be feeling grateful. So that's number one. You get goals, chief aim, like these things. This is important. Like, if you're not writing down your goals, you're never going to achieve anything. Like, I'm just being honest with you. If you don't write your goal down every day, you have no chance. Like, just straight up, like, that's something you have to do. It's a must. Like, every successful person does it. Every single one. Like, there's no deviation. You're not going to just randomly hit a goal. You're not going to make $1 million by accident. No one hits it unless they're a lottery winner. We're not talking about that. You're not going to hit $1 million by accident. You're not going to hit chairman by accident. It's going to be something you do on purpose. So you have to set the intention. And when you're doing this, guys, you got to realize that set your intention based off of what you want to happen, because you're creating your life. Your thoughts have created your life up to this point in time. And realize that whatever you thought in the past got you to where you are now. So what do you want in the future? And think that like that right now, instead of just thinking about your past. Because a lot of times we're creating the same life over and over and over, not realizing it, because we just are just automatically thinking about what we know. For you to get a new result, you have to step into the unknown. You have to do things you've never done to get things you've never had. That's another thing, what I learned from my mentors, from Gustavo and Ricky and Emery, all of them, what they always told me. Matt Rose said, yo, he did a call for the leaders when I was Platinum 1000, he said, it was for P600s and above. He did a call and he said, if you want to go chairman, you have to run events. And at that point in time, I had never ran an event. And I would have said, you know what? I've decided that I'm going to be a chairman, so I have to start running events. Does it scare does it scare me? Yes, of course. I've never ran an event. I barely talk to people that I don't know. Like Kyle said, I never went out one time in college. I did not go to a single club once. I was always inside playing video games. So how can I decide that I can run events? Because it doesn't matter what your past looks like, guys. We all have different pasts. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. What are you going to do now? Like, you just got to make the decision to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable, because your comfort zone is your broke zone. If you're comfortable right now, that's why you're broke. Like straight up, you have to get uncomfortable. I left my parents' house. I was only making $1,000 a month. I was only making $1,000 a month. I had a little bit of savings, and I said, you know what? Gustavo told me you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I said, you know what? I'll figure it out. Like, I just got to leave. I got to separate myself to elevate myself. That's another thing my mentors told me, guys. You guys realize a common theme here is that I don't just make this stuff up. I learned it from someone who had the results I wanted, and I applied it. That's it. Like, I don't take credit for my success. Of course, I did what I had to do, but I'm nothing without my mentors. Like, I got the information from them. So shout out to all of them. And shout out to Ricky for putting me on to Infinite Waters, because Infinite Waters really changed everything for me. Infinite Waters. And that's where I'm going to get into personal development. Personal development is part of your day. It's not something you do all day. It's something you want to maybe start your day with, maybe end your day with, really just kind of create the right neural pathways. And if you're thinking bad and you're feeling bad, personal development is a good way to bring up your mood and bring up your belief level. And that's something that I used at the very beginning while I was still living at my parents' house. I was thinking negatively. I was thinking the wrong thoughts. And when I started listening to Jim Rohn, I started listening to Les Brown, it inspired me. And you guys, you got to surround yourself with energy that inspires you, not brings you down. And just being 100% honest with you, if you're around people that don't inspire you and they're bringing you down, like, it doesn't matter the situation, like, you almost inevitably need to remove yourself as soon as possible at all costs. Whether you have to sleep on someone's couch, sleep on someone's floor, it's better to be uncomfortable and be in an environment that's inspiring you than to be in an environment that's bringing you down. Because it's very hard to become greater than your environment when you don't have like, when you're trying to change yourself, you got to realize that your friends and family and the people where you're from, they're going to see you as who you were, not as who you're becoming. And this idea, this vision you have in your head, a lot of people can't see it yet. And that's another thing I want to say is, you should write this down, is you don't tell your goals you don't tell your goals to other people, because why? You have to have full 100% belief for it to work, 100% belief. And if you're telling your goals to small-minded people, that's observational energy, and that's lack of belief going into you, and you're absorbing that energy, therefore it's lowering your belief. So just be quiet. And the one thing I learned, strike in silence. Don't tell me what you're gonna do, just do it. Don't tell your friend, oh my God, I'm so excited, I'm about to run 10 events a day, I'm about to start doing just do it. Like, I promise you, you would grow this relationship with God, with the universe, whatever you want to call it. You will understand this next level of connection when you just keep things to yourself and just strike in silence, knowing that it's done. Because you can have full belief in yourself. The only time you tell someone else your goal is if you know they're going to have greater belief than you and they can raise your belief. That's the only time. You should be very selective with who you share your goals with. This is very important. And I know a lot of people mess up with this, especially if you're telling friends, like, if you're telling your friend right next to you and he doesn't have what you want, like, I promise you, like, as much as it's exciting, you're so excited, you should always be excited about hitting your goals, but you should really keep your goals to yourself and strike in silence. Strike in silence. Don't tell me, just show me. And don't even show me, just show yourself. Like, just prove to yourself that you can do it. And a lot of times when we speak out what we're going to do before we do it, we're creating a resistance. And if you speak it to someone else, yes, it's in certain times, if the person's going to hold you accountable, there's a time and place. Like I said, if someone's going to raise your belief, then you can tell them. But this is really important. It's something I've learned over and over. And what they say, just don't tell your goals to everyone. Be very selective with who. It is pointless. Like, all that energy and excitement you just gave out in telling everyone, you could have used to actually go do something. And by the time you got finished talking about what you're going to do, you could have already got started, right? You could have already got started doing what you needed to do. Personal development has got to be part of your day. Personal development has literally got to be part of your day. And some very simple things. One go live a day. You're gonna make money trading. Like, people can't guarantee income, but if you get on one go live a day, pick one and just get on every day, plug in. These are successful, profitable professional traders. Every single one on go live. So just pick one and they just do what they do and learn their strategy. It doesn't matter the strategy. Remember what I told you, the training balance scale? The strategy doesn't matter. It's the way you think. So if you can focus on one thing and master it, you're obviously you're going to have increased belief and you're going to think the right thoughts, right? But if you keep switching strategies and you're like, oh my God, this strategy doesn't work. Every strategy works, guys. Every single one. You're the one that's making it not work. I promise you that 100%. 10 out of 10 times, no one has a strategy on Go Live that doesn't work. Otherwise, they wouldn't be an educator. Like, really think about that. So realize that it's within you that you're going to make yourself a profitable trader by the 4 basics of success I just showed you. you're going to be rank up based off of the 4 basic success I just showed you. You're going to learn from people who are already doing it. Listen to them and them only. Don't listen to your friends. I know it's so fun to level up with someone right next to you, and you can do that, but take advice from someone who has the results. That's the most important thing. Take the results. Take the advice from someone who has the results. That's how you're going to do it. If you're building the business, guys, you need to have a daily method of operation, whatever that is for you. Whatever that is for you. Some people say prospect 3 to 5 a day, 1 presentation a day. Whatever it is for you, decide on what that is and just stick with it. Like, just stick with the daily routine. This is just an example. But 100%, guys, in general, like the first 3 are the most important thing. First, like, you have to be grateful. If you're feeling bad, it's because you're not grateful. You just got to be grateful, guys. You got to focus on what you want, feel good about it. You got to reprogram your subconscious mind. You got to program yourself with the right information. And when you get off this call, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, when you get off this call, guys, tell someone that you're grateful for them. Show love for no reason. And one of the things that really helped me grow not only my business, but my social media presence and all those things is just showing love for no reason. A lot of times we're like, why does no one comment on my pictures? Why is no one joining it's like, what value are you giving out? It doesn't matter who someone does. Like, give out what you want to get back. Give out what you want to get back. The energy you want to receive, you go ahead and give it out first for no reason, for free. Just give it out. Just give it. I love you for no reason, just for being you. Why? Because I know no one else told you that today. Do you guys realize that not a lot of people get told I love you? Not a lot of people get told I'm grateful for you. So just doing that simple act and just, I'm really grateful for you. I'm glad I met you. Just saying that, it's like, it makes people feel good. You comment on someone's post, dude, I love this post. I love your minds. Like, just show love and just engage. Just engage with everyone. Give out what you want to receive, guys. And, I'm going to end it off with that, bro. I appreciate you guys watching this webinar all the way to the end. It really shows me that you guys are really serious about getting to the next level. It really shows me that if you're on this call all the way to the end, we barely had anyone leave. You guys are really serious about getting to the next level, and just realize that you're your only problem and your only solution. Take full responsibility for your life. Take full responsibility for your results. And that's how you're going to get them, is when you're like, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being whatever rank. I'm sick and tired of blowing accounts. What do I got to do to be successful? Because it's inevitable. I'm going to be successful. If you're on this call, you're going to be successable. I'll break it to you right now. All your dreams is yours. It's in your hands right now. What are you going to do about it? Like, what are you going to do? You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. It's already done. It's already done. You're on this call. You took the notes. Now go take the action and just trust yourself. You have all the answers. You have all the questions. Just trust yourself. Let's get to the next level, man. Recording will be dropped on YouTube, as always. And we have a trading call in about an hour. So if you guys are ready to catch some pips, let's run it up, man. I appreciate you guys once again. And with that being said, let's get it, man.
Let's go.